Hi, I'm Tess. Welcome to my kitchen. Welcome to my Sweet Tooth Bakery. Today I am making a no-bake lemon cheesecake with mixed berries hidden inside and also a compote of mixed berries on top. I'm cooking for a crowd because we are having a neighborhood block party crawfish boil tomorrow. It's the first time we're probably going to get together in, since the end of last summer. We planned to do it earlier, but then everything hit with the social distancing, and we are all excited to get to spend a little time together. So because of that, I'm making a dessert that's sized for a crowd. I'm going to use, instead of your normal sized cheesecake pan or tart, I am going to make one that will fill a 9x13 cake pan. So it is a no-bake lemon cheesecake. I'm using, I'll have berries, mixed berries, the seasonal berries layered inside. So I am going to use raspberries and blueberries today for this one. I'm using vanilla wafers for the crust. And there's going to be some ricotta cheese in the filling, heavy cream, cream cheese, and lemon juice and lemon zest. So the first thing we're going to do, I took the entire box of vanilla wafers. They're in my food processor. I'm going to grind them all up till they're nice and fine. I will add regular granulated sugar and a little bit of kosher salt and my melted butter. So the vanilla wafers have been pulverized. They are blended now in the bowl with the melted butter and the sugar and the salt. You can't really do it all in the food processor. I find that if I pulverize everything, then I pour the butter and all in, as it starts to work, it gets matted down at the bottom. So once I finish crushing up the crumb for the crust, I always put it into a bowl and I just finish mixing it up with a fork. So you're going to take it, just dump it all into your pan, and then start pressing it down. It's going to be just a bottom crust. It's not going to go up the sides. It's also going to be a no-bake crust this time because it's not going to be taken out of the pie, and because it's in this square, it'll just be a little too hard, I think, to try and cut it out, and without ruining the bottom of the pan by cutting through a hard crust. And it just will keep it a little crumbly, and I think it'll work out well for this particular recipe. So just pack it down. I'm using the bottom of a measuring cup, and I'm just pushing it down a little bit more so that it will hold its shape. And now it's going to go in the refrigerator while I mix up the filling. So because I'm a woman, I'm allowed to change my mind. And as I finished up with this, I don't think I like the idea of not baking this crust. I think it will end up being a little too crumbly, and when the guests and my friends start to try and take out the pieces, I am afraid it's going to all fall apart. So I am putting this in the oven for 10 minutes on 350 so that it can bake up a little bit. Changing my mind. While I wait for the crust to bake, it's in the oven right now, I'm going to go ahead and get started on my compote because that has to cool before it can go onto the cheesecake, and I've got nothing to do right now while I wait. So I am juicing one lemon for some juice to go in the compote. That will be 1 tablespoon, 1.5 tablespoons, give or take. Sorry. Pour the lemon juice in. I have 3 tablespoons of confectioner's sugar. Can't talk. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this on the stove. I'll bring it to a boil, then reduce it to a simmer and let it simmer for about 4 minutes. Once it finishes that, I'm going to mix in a little bit of cornstarch to help thicken it, because it is going to be a bit of a coating on top of the finished cheesecake. All right, we are getting there. Look at this compote. This is cooling now. Can you see the beautiful colors of the raspberries and the blueberries mixed together? Oh my gosh. I can't wait to see what that looks like right on top of the cheesecake before I serve it. So now we're going to do the filling. The filling is going to take 2 packages of cream cheese. This is softened. It's been sitting on the counter. My husband cleans up when I'm done, so my instructions are just put everything in the sink and then let him know. So that was the cream cheese. We also have a cup of ricotta cheese. Oh, by the way, with the compote, I ended up adding about 2 tablespoons of water as I was doing it. I also added another ½ cup of fresh blueberries once it was done cooking, and a ½ cup of additional raspberries, just because most of the raspberries and blueberries have started to break down, so that gives you some whole berries mixed in the compote just to make it that much more stunning when you serve it. Okay, we've got cream cheese and ricotta cheese to blend up. Add your lemon juice. Add your fresh lemon zest. By the way, I zested this earlier. If you don't have a zester, definitely get one. They are not very expensive. I swear I use that zester in almost every recipe, every dessert that I make. It's just a constant being taken out of my drawer. So you put the zest in. That's a little over a tablespoon probably. You'll notice I'm not real exact when I cook in the kitchen. I'm exact with the recipe that I give you, but yeah, it's just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Heavy cream and confectioner's sugar. Because of the sugar, I am going to put my cover on. Otherwise, I will be coated in white along with my counter. Lock this up, start it on low. Are you getting excited yet? I sure am. We are almost to the finish line. I whipped this at low speed until everything was blended, the liquid was added and it blended up, and then I put it up on high for a minute or 2 just to make sure everything was nicely whipped together. Now I'm going to take about a 1.5 cups of this and just spread it. I just want a thin coat on the bottom, just enough so when I put the berries in here, they don't bleed through into the crust. I used my offset spatula, a little tiny one, just a little baby, to get all this nice and smooth. Now, I put my berries into a bigger bowl because I want to have them mixed together when I layer them in here, and they were not blended, and it was going to be all raspberries and then all blueberries. So now I'm going to spread this evenly across the bottom over this thin cheesecake layer. So I have to tell you a funny story while I've spread this on. My neighbor Denise is one of my most loyal and ardent, excited taste testers. She is willing to try anything I make. And today, this morning, I posted on Facebook my key lime pie recipe. And next thing I knew, she was posting a comment saying, oh, hooray, because she's thinking I'm bringing my key lime pie to the crawfish boil tomorrow, which she will be at. I broke the news to her that it was not going to be that, but something equally luscious and yummy and delicious. So she is anxiously waiting to see what I show up with tomorrow. Let me finish getting this all spread out. All set. I am going to cover this. This is a Nordic ware pan. It comes with the lid. I'm going to cover it, put it in the refrigerator for 8 hours. That means overnight for me. So I will take it out in the morning, smother it with the compote, put some fresh berries on it, maybe a little bit of, I don't know, fresh basil leaves or some fresh mint, and be good to go. Crawfish boil, neighborhood block party. Here I come with no-bake lemon cheesecake with hidden raspberries and blueberries, smothered by a mixed berry compote. Can't get much better than that. Take care, and if you make this recipe, please put in the comments what you thought, if you had any changes, additions, adjustments that you thought made it even better. I'd love to hear your feedback. I have chilled this overnight, spread the thickened settled compote over it. I've added some additional fresh blueberries and fresh raspberries over the top for garnish. My neighbor and dear friend has mint in her backyard, so I got some mint from her, and here you go. No-bake lemon berry cheesecake to feed a crowd. I hope you enjoyed as much as we will today. Let me know in the comments what you think. This is not, as of today, up on the website, but I will put the ingredients in the description section with this video, so you can make it from there. It will also be going up on the website, but it just won't be today because I will be busy having a party with my neighbors. Take care.